Steve.
Oh yeah, let's take a trip. Just sit back and light a split.
What's up guys, Michael and Sam here from shishareviews.net with our first how-to video. In this video we'll be showing you guys how to set up a hookah the way we do it. People ask us how we get fat clouds, and other than like lung stuff and the
personal
personal ability, it's also the way we set it up. We don't have the most intricate setup. Some people might consider it intricate. Ours is basic, but we love the way it is. So this is pretty much how we set up our hookah. So starting with the base, we get 2 cups, a cup and a half full of crushed ice, and we just throw it all in there. After that, we just fill it up with water up until this line. Technically the rule is an inch or so above the stem, but we just figured it works for us once we get it a little underneath this silver lining right here.
I'm sure on most hookahs you'll find you'll find some sort of guideline, I guess, where the base ends, it's around where that turns into the stem, or here where there's a little line. You'll just find, I'm sure you'll find it.
Yeah, so that's how we fill up our base. Then we just get our stem, twist it on just like normal. Some people have grommets. We actually have a screw on, which we really love.
Yeah, I've realized I've gotten used to the fact that this screws on. I completely forgot how before I had to deal with pretty much just yanking it on and off with our older hookah.
Alright, we started packing our bowl until we realized we were going to record this video today. So I will just pretty much explain how we fill up our bowl. We use a funnel bowl. So as you can tell, a shisha's laying around, there's a hole in the middle. So that's the way we fill it up pretty much, is grab your shisha. We're right now using Fantasia $1 Million flavor, which we just bought, so we haven't tried it out. We're gonna review it.
It smells really great though.
It smells awesome. So yeah, pretty much you just go with your shisha, sprinkle it on like this. You could use your tongs, doesn't matter. When I could wash my hands after, I use my fingers because I feel like it does a better job. And as you can tell, we don't fill it up all the way. You don't want the shisha touching the foil once you put the foil on.
You don't want any sort of foil contact. You want to make sure that it just gets right below the foil and that the coals not vaporize it, but just they're not touching it, because that's just going to completely char up your shisha, and you don't want that. You're going to have some nasty hits.
Yeah, so next, grab our foil. As you can tell, with foil you have the kind of, how would you explain this? Okay, you have this side, then you have the really shiny side. You want the shiny side down just because it'll
reflect the heat back at the shisha, and instead of reflecting the coals back up.
Yeah. So putting the foil on, just put it down lightly, then go around like this to make sure you have a tight seal, and then just tighten it around. You can twist it. Usually we never get this lucky. I guess the video helped, but as you can tell, it's a tight seal. There's no like air pockets or wrinkles around on the side. So
flat surface.
That's how the bowl looks. Let me get a pin so I can show you how to hold the funnel bowl. With the funnel bowl, you're not going to want many holes in the middle, because then you'll just be intaking air. Rather, you're going to want to start with the ring on the outside, evenly spaced.
And actually, when I went to Hookah Nights, which I have a review for on our Tumblr, I noticed something about their hole pattern. They start on the outside rings, and they start with a lot of very small holes spaced closely together, and then every subsequent ring going inside, they increase the size of the hole and space them out further. And they have a really good setup. So if you want to try that, that's definitely going to work. It's a guarantee.
But also with their setup, they don't use a funnel bowl, so
yeah, they use just a regular standard bowl. And
we can make a how-to video on how to do a regular bowl. This is how we poke a funnel bowl.
Yeah, because on the funnel bowl, the air intake holes in the dead center. So our setup doesn't include any sort of center holes.
So I don't know if you can see, but start with the outer ring, make them really small holes. Second ring, a little less holes, but make them wider. Then third ring right here, make them bigger, so all the way down with the tack. And then usually with the pin, safety pin, tack, whatever, we just put one hole in the center for a little bit of air, and that's how we poke our holes. So throw the grommet on. We throw the grommet on first because sometimes it just slips off.
Yeah.
Actually,
Here's
a mistake. We forgot to put the ashtray on. Get that? Grommet.
Bowl.
Bowl.
Oh, it actually sticks this time.
Yeah, I washed it. Hose. Make sure the grommet's on tight.
Make sure this is screwed in tight and the valve is screwed in tight.
Yeah, purge valve. Grab your 2 to 3 coals. Right now we just got coconaras that we cooked a little bit earlier, so they're still burning. Grab those on, and that's how you set up the hookah our way. So
we'll show you really quick how we set up, how we put the coals on here,
so,
like where we put them.
Always, when you put your coals on your hookah, always start with them on the outside, and as the session goes on, you can start moving them more towards the middle, so by the end of your hookah session, about 2 hours in, you'll still have fresh tobacco with fresh flavor that you don't have to worry about being charred up from earlier.
Exactly. Yeah, just start on the rim. It'll heat up the bowl itself, which will actually keep the shisha burning longer, even if you don't have coals. And then as you keep smoking it, if you keep smoking, just sort of move the coals in further as the shisha gets burned more.
So that's how we put our coals on. Start it outside, just 3, and then might not work for you. You might always want to just go with how you feel and how you taste. That's pretty much it. This is how we set up our hookah, and this is how we get the results we love. So thanks for watching, and be ready for our next video. See you guys.
See ya.
Quickness, and they got no cure for the sickness. I get paid.